So it is a Saturday afternoon and I'm sitting here learning a new craft. So I am trying to learn how to make a rug out of strips of fabric. And yeah, I guess it's called an Amish knot technique. It's also called like a toothbrush rug, which is interesting. And yeah, so I've been watching some tutorials, and in my estimation, they left out like some important details on how to actually make it. But yeah, so I made this little needle, and this was in the tutorial, out of wire and masking tape, which I thought was really cool. I thought this would be a really good way to use up some scrap fabric and like random pieces and things like that that I have. And I also have a lot of, or a fair amount of old bedding that are all made out of cotton that I picked up at various flea markets when those were still a thing. So yeah, they're perfect for this kind of thing. And I've been intending to use them for, yeah, some sort of scrappy project like this. And now I'm finally getting around to it. And I'm excited to see how it turns out. So of course I will keep you posted. So, as you can see here, I'm working on my rag rug, and yeah, it's getting quite big, which is exciting, but I did try it in my corner of my bedroom where I want to have my meditation space, and I would like it to be a bit bigger. But I'm really enjoying working on this project. It's quite meditative in itself. Of course, it's repetitive, and yeah, I don't know, I'm just really, really enjoying it. I don't know if I'm doing this technique very correctly, to be honest. One thing that wasn't addressed in the tutorials that I found was tension, and if you, like me, are a knitter or a crocheter or have done any sort of fiber art, you know how important tension is, even with sewing, the tension of your thread and things like that. So that's been kind of a struggle. And when I hold this up, you can see that it's quite floppy and it doesn't hold its shape, but yeah, you can see, maybe you can see that it's quite see-through as well. But yeah, I think it's fine. I would rather it be too loose than too tight. And that was my concern. But I'm really enjoying the project, and I'm excited also for it to be completed so that I can start on my meditation cushion. That is also really exciting to me. Okay, so I'm at the point now where it is almost as big as I want it to be for my space. So I just ripped off a few more strips of fabric to, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going until I run out and then I'll finish it off. And yeah, I just thought I would discuss kind of what I learned about tension and things. So I do know that this rug as it is isn't ideal for most spaces because, as I showed before, it's kind of floppy, and it's a lot more dense. I'll see if I can show this. It's more dense in the middle, and then it gets bigger here. So, and then if you look at what I've done recently, it's a little bit closer of a weave, so to speak. So in the tutorials that I watched, which again I will link below, she tells you to, when the loops get bigger, to go into them twice. And basically, I believe I should have started doing this sooner. She sort of made it sound, I watched a few of her tutorials, like it was optional. But I think that is really what gives it structure. It could also be a tension issue because this kind of foundation piece that you hold steady while you're going across, making your knots in the other strip, if you pull it too tight, of course, it will pull in your circumference and warp the fabric. So I think it probably has to do more with making, yeah, tighter knots and just creating a denser fabric overall. So if I do this again, which I think I very well might because I really enjoyed it, I would do that. But for what it will be, my meditation rug, it's absolutely fine. And I kind of like the fact that it's perfectly imperfect. It's still cozy to sit on, and it's been really a joy to work on it. So now I'm going to finish it up. So I'm definitely realizing as I'm working here, now that I'm putting more knots or doing double knots more often into the same space, that this is what I should have been doing all along, and that would really change the structure and make it more dense and less flippy floppy. So that is what I have learned. I wish I knew that before I started, that was so important to the structure of the rug. I'm also wondering if how tight I make the knots makes a difference, but I'm not really sure. I'm not pulling them extremely tightly. But yeah, I'm thinking I might try to make another rug sometime in the future, like for a bath mat or something like that in a more high traffic area. And for that purpose, of course, the structure holding its shape will be more important. Also, that will get washed more often. I'm definitely nervous about when I have to wash this, if a cat pukes on it or something, which is definitely something that could happen, because it's so open, and also because, of course, in a woven fabric, it frays and sheds. So that could be interesting. But I kind of already had the idea that I might want to put it inside a pillowcase that zips up or something like that, just so that it doesn't go crazy, and maybe just hand wash it. So maybe I'll report back on that later. But for now, yeah, it was definitely a learning experience, and I'm happy because I still created something that I can use, and that, yeah, looks really nice. Okay, so I think that's my last knot. So I did check out the tutorial again to see how I finish it. And yeah, it said to choose the wrong side, and I think this is the side I'll use less often. I prefer the other side, but I hope to be able to use both, so I'm going to try to hide what I'm doing. Yeah, the tutorial said to knot this here normally, so I just made a normal knot, and then to basically weave in your ends. And the tutorial didn't do it very subtly. It was quite visible, but again, since I would prefer to use both sides, I'm going to weave them in, yeah, just more carefully here. I could be using my tool, I probably should be, but I'm not. And yeah, she had said also to tie the ends of these together when you're done, but I think I'm going to weave them in other directions. So I think I'm going to make a knot here just with the piece that I tied it around. And yeah, it's right, where is it? See, I lost it already. It's right there and you can't really see it. So yeah, I think that works. So I'll do the same here. I'll try using my tool this time. Okay, so it's finished. So yeah, maybe when I hold it up like this, you can really see the difference of what I'm talking about. Here I changed what I was doing to make them tighter together, and down here you can really see how loose they are, but it's gonna be okay, so let's go put it in the corner. So I find that when I put it down like this, I kind of have to like zhuzh it around to get it to lie perfectly flat. When it's all said and done, it works. It's so nice. Oh, it's nice. It's cozy. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you might want to start a project like this for yourself, so please let me know down in the comments if you've had experience yourself with rug making, or if you want to also make something like this. And yeah, my next project for this corner will be making my own meditation cushion, which I plan to do with punch needle. So I'm really hoping that that works out. Again, I want to use just leftover materials that I already have. So if you'd be interested in seeing that, yeah, do let me know again in the comments, and also be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can see when I get working on that and post about it. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Be well, and I will see you very soon. Mwah. What do you think? Do you like it? It's a nice rug, right?